Hello, Internet. Whew. It has been a minute since you have seen me, at least talking about books. Hello. Where have I been, you ask? Great question. I have been busy working on some new projects. I actually started a podcast, which you can find on my Instagram. It is about weddings, not about books, but about all my experiences as a wedding planner and giving wedding planning advice. It is on Anchor, and it is called Till Stress Do Us Part. You can find the link in my bio or search for it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all sorts of places. So I've been doing that, working, and just trying to survive like the general pandemic depression. So I am back for a new year. Happy 2021, feeling better than ever, and excited to share some new books that I've been reading. So let's start with this book that I am so excited about and love so much, which I feel like I say for every book because I love to read, but this one truly I was very excited to read and greatly enjoyed it, so I want to share it with you guys. This book is called The Power of Positive Energy. Like how I just looked to make sure, just in case it had changed, in the months that I've been reading it. It is called The Power of Positive Energy, and the back says, Instructions for Manifesting an Inspired Life, which I think is a great little synopsis of the book, which is why I didn't read the bottom here. It says everything you need to know to awaken your soul, raise your vibration, and manifest an inspired life, as I said on the back. So it is all of that, but I think if you just saw this book, you'd be like, oh, they're talking about being more positive and thinking positive thoughts or something. I don't need it. And it is much more than that, let me tell you. I actually didn't buy this book. This was given to me in a Secret Santa that I did with one of my favorite podcasts about true crime. And this is what my Secret Santa person from that podcast sent me. And I was so excited to get it because I just put like some things that I was interested in, and somehow I got this book. And I am like a firm believer in signs from the universe and spirit guides and all that good stuff, all that witchy stuff. My name is Rhiannon, so I feel like I have to be a little bit witchy. And I felt like when I got this book, it was right before I left on a little road trip with someone I'm dating, and I needed something to read. And it like literally came the day of that I was leaving. And I was like, all right, I see you guys, whoever it is. I see you. It's like divine timing. So I was very excited. I read a lot of it on the trip in the car, like couldn't put it down. And it was a lot more than I thought it would be just based off the title. Yes, it does talk about positive energy and positive thoughts and changing your thinking, and how greatly important that is to change your thinking and focus on creating a positive life starting inside your mind, because it all starts with you and inside your mind in order to inspire the outside world and how your life will go. So yes, it definitely talks about that. Like, I'm being honest, it does talk about that for sure, but it's not the entire book. There are a lot of other chapters, a lot of other fascinating things that it goes over. I would say it's much more like a guide for how to change your entire life and how to improve your entire life and enlighten your soul and everything. Like, there's steps for absolutely everything, which is amazing. So let's dive into it. So the first thing I love about this book is that it is very kind, and it is very inspiring, and very much like, you're already amazing, let's make you the best you that you can be, which is kind of like my whole thing of what I want for everyone and myself, is to be the best you, me, everyone that we can be. So beyond talking about, the positive thoughts and changing your thinking, it also talks about your energy and how to protect your energy, how to cleanse your energy, how to change it up, how to, be in tune with your intuition, how to be more enlightened, listen to your spirit guides that are there. Hey girls, guys, whoever, hello to everyone. Just be more enlightened overall. And that's one of my favorite things, is talking about energy, because that is such a big thing for me that I try to explain to so many different people, and they just don't seem to really get it. When I say like, oh, the energy doesn't match, it's not just like one thing. It's like a all-encompassing thing. There's been people that I've dated or hung out with, or, consistently hang out with, that I'm like, it doesn't make me feel so great, every time I interact with them or leave hanging out with them, because the energy is just different and it really does not match. And I need to be a lot better about protecting my energy. And that's something that this book talked about a lot. So literally I was already thinking that, like, wow, I need to figure out how to put, as one of my friends calls it, like a little bubble around myself. There was a whole chapter on protecting your energy, cleansing your energy, you know, getting your energy from the universe and nature and holding on to it. And I was like, okay, I'll be here. You can find me in this book for the next few days. So that is something really important that it talks about. If you've ever wondered, you know, is my energy being affected by other people? Am I crazy for thinking that? You are absolutely not. You know, how do I protect that? How do I cleanse it? Like, how do I get out of a bad energy state? It also goes into very big detail about raising your vibration, what is on a high vibration and what is on a low vibration, which is always really fascinating to learn. Things like jealousy, depression, anger, feelings of lack or boredom are all low vibrational. You're only going to attract really low things with you, you know, sad, bad things, not the things that we're looking for this year. And then, you know, vibrations like gratitude, which is absolutely the highest one you can be at. Positivity, love, thankfulness, happiness, expression, all of those are on the high vibrational side, and that is where you want to be. So it basically gives you like steps, like a little flow chart almost, on how to get to that energy, how to maintain it, and then it's also okay if you're in that negative energy space. And I don't think I've ever seen that in any books or, you know, guides or anything like that, because really I feel like when people talk about energy and they talk about being positive in books like this, that you think, oh boy, this is just going to be like a positivity guide and they're going to be like, wake up happy and do everything happy. And you can't not be. They never discuss what happens when you're in a negative energy state, or what can you do, or like, is that okay? Because it does happen, of course. We're in a pandemic, of course it's going to happen. You cannot be happy and exciting all the time, and anyone who looks like they are is lying. Myself included. Why do you think I've disappeared for months? Like, it happens to the best of us, but it's about how to get back on that track and how to acknowledge, okay, I'm in this space right now. Why am I in this space? What can I do to get out of it? And acknowledging that that's not where you want to be forever. And this book can definitely help you with that. So that was really helpful for me, and I hope it will be helpful for someone else. Did you want to be part of it? Or probably my absolute favorite thing about this book is that it really focuses on the fact that the entire universe, or the idea, you know, you don't have to believe it if you don't want to, but the idea that the universe is working in your favor, that everything is always working in your favor. If you could just, you know, jump into that universal source, that love, that light, then you would feel it. You would realize it's in your favor, and everything would start to just like fall like dominoes in a good way, according to your plan and what you want in life. And it really focuses on that and showing you signs of how that's true. And if you're someone who really, you know, rejects that, and you're like so skeptical and you're like, I don't know, everything always turns out bad for me. Well, whenever I hear someone say something like that, I'm like, no, you're creating that reality because you're putting that out into the universe. Like, the universe is listening, and it's like, okay, guys, what do you want? And, you know, different people say different things. I always try, very much try, even though you're not supposed to say try either. I try my very best to say everything works out in my favor. Everything is always working out for me. Everything that I want wants me. The universe has my back, you know, do whatever I can to stay in that energy. But there are people who are like, it doesn't matter because nothing ever works out for me, or these weird things always seem to happen to me. And the universe is like, okay, well, I'm going to keep sending weird shit your way because you like it, because you keep saying that weird shit keeps happening to you. So I'm going to send it. So whereas for me, a lot of things work out, not all the time, of course. Sometimes that's not the path for me, but a lot of times things work out in the best possible way, and I'm very grateful, therefore I get more, rather than being negative and upset, you know, about it. Even the things that don't work out, even if I am upset for just a second, I'm still happy for what I have and happy for what I'm going to have. And that is the most important thing to remember. Is what I just said, being happy for what you have and being happy for what you're going to have, not necessarily focusing on what you didn't get. So there's two different energy states that you can be in, and this book focuses a lot on that different energy state, on this one over here, the good one, the happy one that you want to stay in. And, really convinces you. If you weren't a believer, I already am, but if you weren't, I think it's a very, very convincing argument and debate as to why the universe is working in your favor and why you should let your guard down and believe it. And a lot of the chapters are about, if you could just believe that, and here's why all the amazing things would happen for you, and here's how to get there, get to believing it. So it's not just for people that are already in that state. If you're already in that state, that's absolutely fantastic. But if you pick up this book or watch this video, then you're heading towards that state, which is also fantastic. Like the first step to getting to that ultra high vibrational state that is amazing, the stream where everything happens for you. You always have enough money, you always have enough love, you always have enough happiness, you always feel great, which is not to say that I'm there all the time. I feel like I'm definitely there a lot of the time, but not all the time. I would love to be, that's what I'm getting to, but everyone is at their own pace to get there. But the first step to getting there is picking up a book like this and saying, you know what, I'm gonna try it, or watching this video and being like, all right, I think that's really interesting, and learning more about the book and going to research it. That's just the first step, and the universe will be like, I'm so proud of you, therefore I'm gonna give you a little reward. I literally have so many areas in this book where I just like folded over because I was like driving or not like in the right exact state, and it's like an exercise that I was like, oh my god, I have to save this for later. Oh my god, have I gone back and done them? Not a lot of them. One of them specifically, yes, I have. But I always find that it came with a lot of exercises that I was like, oh my god, this is so interesting, I want to do this, but I'm in the car, or I can't, or I'm in a weird state right now, and sometimes it's really hard for me to get out of that state and do something like a gratitude prompt or something. But some of the exercises aren't writing or like journaling or scribbling or whatever. Some of them are just like focus on being in the moment right now, or envision something that visualize a goal for yourself that the universe could give you, like tons of different exercises, which is awesome because it's not, it literally says instructions for manifesting your life, and it's not just a bunch of writing and you're supposed to write those notes down. It's like, here's my advice, here's some actual steps, here's some research behind it, and here's some exercises, which is great. It is really a fantastic book that comes with a lot.